How we doing, everybody? This is Let's Be Real Brad. Today we are going back a few movies on our James Bond Tuesdays to an unofficial James Bond film produced by Columbia Pictures, and it is Casino Royale. Before we hit off this review, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me. You guys are liking the video. Subscribe to the channel. You guys are the best. Casino Royale, not to be confused with 2006 Casino Royale, is a 1967 British-American parody spy film that was made by Columbia Pictures and not MGM and Eon Productions. There was like this weird rights issue that happened that somehow Columbia was able to get the rights for Casino Royale. They decided to go with this nonsensical, boring, and ridiculous parody film with a budget of $93.5 million with inflation. There's a reason why no one talks about this film. This movie is pure and complete garbage. Honestly, one of the most interesting and crazy weird parody movies I've ever seen in my life. Before I start completely destroying this movie, let's talk about some of the positives this movie has. First one being Burt Bacharach's musical score. I think this score is really good with some really catchy and memorable songs that are quite fantastic. Earned him an Oscar nomination for the song The Look of Love. The acting is also okay. That's it. That's all the positives for this movie. So it's time to shred this movie apart. So this movie is utterly one of the most messiest movies I've seen ever. You can tell right from the start when you have in the credits 6 directors, one of them was uncredited, 4 screenwriters with one of them uncredited. This movie feels like it's 5 to 6 different movies all in one, with the style of jokes to be vastly different. This movie feels like it's just SNL with all these skits combined into a movie, but with really great production value and a very long movie that just makes no sense whatsoever. So many of the scenes don't feel cohesive whatsoever. We'll be on a certain characters in one scene, and then it just cuts to a brand new characters without mentioning that other scene. And then by the time you get to the Peter Sellers James Bond, it feels like a completely different movie. We haven't seen him the whole entire time, and then somehow we finally get to this character that was introduced prior. The movie is not funny in the slightest, which is insane because this movie has a big ensemble cast with the likes of Woody Allen, Peter Sellers, Orson Welles, David Nealon, and Ursula Andress. This movie should have been a very hilarious and over-the-top spy parody movie with the highest saturation of tons of spy movies that were coming out, but it just completely missed the mark on everything. This movie also has some of the worst and most boring jokes I've seen in a movie ever in my life, to the point where I almost straight-faced it the entire time. The ending is absolutely just insane. I feel like this movie was just so random. Like, they just threw everything to the wall, like, all right, we'll see if it sticks, and none of it holds up. I feel like this movie could have been really funny with its big of a budget that it had, and it does look good from a production standpoint. It looks just like the earlier Sean Connery films that came out prior to this. But they did absolutely nothing with this movie, especially with this great source material of Casino Royale, and we see in 2006 how great that movie turned out to be. People actually went to go see this movie, which made over $325 million with inflation at the box office, with bad reviews. So I don't know. It was just, I guess, the Bond craze that drove people in just to go see it. The movie is also so damn weird. I love weird movies. I love movies that are just so psychedelic and crazy, and they're doing tons of creative action sequences and weird scenery that's going on, but this movie never has a actual tone that it's going for. It just feels like it's completely weird, and it just goes all over the place. James Bond movies have always been mostly entertaining, and this movie is so damn long. I feel like I had no idea what was going on, and that could be due to how boring it is, but also I never felt invested to any character in this movie. The movie just makes me angry all the way around. It is something that I think would have been funny, because I am a big Bond fan, and I don't mind if they're doing like a parody of Bond, because, you know, it has its tropes, it has its cliches, and you could take full advantage of this. It just seems like they just went all in on 6 directors, 4 screenwriters, and all these big names just to make a piss poor crap of a movie. And I'm gonna make this score a lot lower than I think it would have normally got, just because this movie is a complete mess and it never feels like it cohesively comes together. Even if the acting is solid, the production design is good, and the music is really good, I don't think I could ever, and I mean ever, watch this movie again unless I was just making fun of it. I'm gonna give this movie a strong 2 out of 10. Have you seen the 1967 Casino Royale? I want to know if you've seen it, or where does it rank in your James Bond rankings. I want to know all that down below. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video.